some secondary attacks from the closed guard head and arm control. Once I have the closed guard and head and arm control, I'm holding him in here nice and tight, and then notice that he's pushing off of this hand, not on my body, but off of the mat. That's when we're gonna attack this arm. So I noticed that. I'm gonna move my hips out to the direction of the arm, and then I'm just gonna slide off from this collar tie, and I'm gonna reach around and overhook his arm here. I just wanna get my arm in to get an overhook. My goal is to clamp as tight as I can. Sometimes they're gonna realize this and they pull their arm out right away. When they pull their arm out, I'm looking to hook their elbow and get an americana on their arm. So just gonna start to posture up. I find his elbow and notice how I turn his elbow up towards the ceiling here. Look at my thumb. My thumb is thumbs up towards me, right? And I'm just gonna grab the bottom of my hand to pull him up here. So we have his wrist stuck in my armpit, and we're doing this kind of motion here. Instead of just moving the arm, right, I'm also moving my body. So I'm not just thinking about his arm, I'm trying to move my head and shoulders up, and I'm gonna go back to locking my guard. If he ends up pulling out of this, so kind of push off my chest with your hand. If he's able to pull out, we're just back in the closed guard, and then we're gonna go back to our head and arm control. In between that getting your overhook and getting the americana, there's also a reverse arm lock submission with the overhook. So let's take a look at that. I have the head and arm control. My partner's pushing off the mat. I realize that I'm gonna hip out to that side a little bit, and then I'm gonna overhook his arm. Once I overhook his arm, I'm gonna keep it tight. And then he tries to pull his arm out. When I feel him pulling his arm out, I'm gonna secure his shoulder with my hands. My elbows come in tight, and then I'm just gonna push this through to get my other hand on top here. I'm rolling my wrists forward to get this reverse arm lock type action here. So I'm trying to get that reverse arm lock, but then he changes the angle of his hand. He goes palm up with his hand. Go palm up. If he goes palm up with his hand, then he's putting himself right back into that americana lock here. Another option for my partner is they go palm up the other way. So they turn their palm up this way. And that is always gonna give me my omoplata. And I'm just gonna switch the omoplata here. And notice my partner posting the hand. I'm gonna hip out in this direction, overhook, and just lock it in tight. My first attack or first option that I have is that reverse arm lock, getting his arms straight, rolling my wrists forward. Second option, he goes palm up like he's trying to grab the back of my shoulder. That's when I'm gonna hit my americana here. The other option, he goes palm up like he's trying to escape away from my arm, right? Goes towards my hip, and that's when I'm gonna get a little bit of space, hip out, set up my omoplata here.